Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel and welcome to this updated version of a game that I was not expecting in any way, shape, or form. A Necromunda first-person shooter. Really thought we would have gotten a sequel to Space Marine before this became a thing. But I guess there is actually logic in this. Because if this game is good, it kicks off more Necromunda sales. And 40k is doing fine on its own right now. So yeah, more Necromunda stuff. I'm all game for this. Like, I love it. Hunt down hive scum and pet your cyber dog. I swear, if you're not allowed to pet your cyber mastiff in this game, I am going to be super upsketty. So the game is called Hired Guns. We have the actual trailer, but we're going to watch it over on YouTube. Oh my god.
This city's warped. The Eshers are running wild.
Eshers are always running wild.
The Goliaths have gone underground.
The Underhive is somewhat underground.
And something much worse is on the rise. It's damn good for business.
And so the one talking is a guilder member. The guilds are like this place where you can't actually, like, you know, cut the stuff.
Don't take it personally, friend. There are only three things I trust in this life. The money, my mastiff, and my autogun. When it comes to hunting marks in the Hive City, there's only one thing you need to know. The house always wins.
Okay, alright. There's a lot here that we need to go over. Okay, so, God, we gotta do this frame by frame, don't we? So right off the bat, we see that they got a grapple gun. I'm gonna assume that it's Orlok you're playing as, because that's what it kind of looks like. But yeah, the fact that you could use this mid-fight is really cool. And the animation for it is really good as well. So let's see. Got some sort of shotgun. Damn, that's one hell of a shotgun. Actually, no, that's a hand cannon. That's a hand cannon. Neat. And then we actually get an overview of the hive itself, or the Underhive itself. This looks like some type of manufactorum. Okay. Let's keep going through this. We got who it's by. So then we actually see some power generators here, which I think is really cool because one of my biggest things about understanding the Underhive is how their irrigation works, how their food supply works, and how they get power down there. A lot of this stuff was actually answered in the other Necromunda game, where they have set off spots that they're not allowed to attack and everything.
The Eshers are running
so now,
wild.
Let's go to one scene just before this. Oh, the animation on their walking, it just looks really good. Okay, here we go. So we actually see one of the mistresses. We see an Escher with a plasma gun, one with a bolt weapon, two more with plasma gun. There's a lot of plasma in this scene. What's that? 1, 2, 3 plasma guns that I'm seeing in this scene alone. A couple of auto guns, mistress up top, her adjudicator up there.
Wild.
All of their bone iconography, a cyber mastiff. So it looks like everyone gets cyber mastiffs. This might be a plasma pistol, but it looks like a plasma gun. I know they modify a lot of their weapons. And then we have the, wow, I drew a blank at these guys named the Goliaths. And you can see that he's carrying a much bigger weapon. His gear is much thicker.
The Goliaths have gone underground.
So, interesting thing about the Goliaths, did you know that they're actually failed Space Marines and that's why they're so big? Yeah, so how this works is Necromunda, the Hive planet itself, is the recruiting world for the Imperial Fists. The Imperial Fist actually kidnap children of gangers, which I think is really cool. I'm looking over at my camera, which is stationed over here, so I do apologize. Let's move this right over here. So one of the big things is they did a lot of experimentation on the guys in the hive themselves to try to get past the breeding programs and get a lot of the implants already in humans, and that led to the creation of the Goliaths, which are failed clones of Space Marines. And Goliaths can come in male and female, or they them, and they're amazing. They're huge. Like, on average, they stand at about like 7 foot tall, and they weigh about 400 pounds. So they're much, much, much bigger than their Orlok or Escher counterparts. So just some quick lore for you. I think it's really cool.
And something much worse is on the rise.
Okay, so... yeah, that is a Sister of Battle, or an Inquisitor. Because that's definitely... yeah, that's definitely either a Sister of Battle or an Inquisitor. Let's see. We can't get light on your full face, but you have white hair, white but black hair. You have something on your back. You have a thing on your shoulder is oh my god, it's the thing that Devastators use to aim their weapons. I cannot remember what it is, but it's an MIU type deal. She has a bionic eye, but she's wearing very similar armor to... actually, I swear I know this armor. I want to say it's the Inquisitor power armor. It is a type of power armor, though it does look pretty thin here. I know you can barely see my mouse, but it does look pretty thin here. I have a sneaking suspicion I know what that is. It's not that type of armor. It's not the Sororitas armor. It might be something similar to this. No, because it doesn't have the grill that she has. Her armor is a bit different. Let's go over to the Lexiconum real quick. Let's see what type of power armor she has. Well, it's not Space Marine power armor. We can rule that out. And it's not Terminator armor. We can rule that out as well. It might be similar to the Sororitas power armor, but I don't think that that is Sister of Battle armor. It curves up too much into a point. The Sororitas power armor comes up and blocks out. I should know, I have it. But it's similar to the older pattern armor where it does hook up. It's not the Sister of Silence power armor. No. I'm gonna guess Inquisitor.
It's damn good for business.
Alright, so again, we get to see that grapple gun actually in action and being used in combat, which I really like. If this will actually let me scroll back, there we go. Yeah, you can even use it to dodge rounds, which I think is really cool. So what is a Gilder doing fighting is my big question. Wall running, fighting the Orloks. This I think is really cool. The Ministorum crate being barraged out of its way by a train. Oh, that is so cool. And there's also like things dying on the track. Actually, I want to see that scene just a bit more. I want to see that scene a bit more. Let's go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Also, having a freaking grab gun is amazing, and a grab gun actually looks like a grab gun. Come on, go back to the train scene. Go back to the train scene. Come on, back to the train scene. How many frames ago was it? There we go. Okay, so that's the last frame that we get it in. So we don't actually get to see the full train itself. Although we do see a giant Orlok banner on the side over here, some Ministorum crates, the actual containers. You get to see the train, which I think is just so cool, because I think that's the same train from Space Marine, the front of it. You see the broken down Aquila over here, which has been falling apart. I think that's a really cool nod at like this was part of like the Imperium at some point, and then they just let it to rot. And then we actually get to see the grav gun, or that might be a grav gun, that might be a plasma gun. I forget the various different weapons that they get. Because that's definitely a plasma bolt shot that hits them. But I want to say that that's a grav gun. I might be wrong on this. That's an Ogren. That is flat out an Ogren. Yeah, that's 100% an Ogren. Yeah, and there's this hauling ass a double-barreled shotgun. That's just an auto pistol, a heavy caliber auto pistol, but an auto pistol. Also, other things that we can see here. If we go back just a few frames. One, we can see all of how things are shipped in 40K, which I really like. You can actually see this guy's combat shield and shotgun. So that's kind of cool. That shield is probably looted off of an Arbite. And in the background, we can see look at all the rubble and everything. I love this. There's just so much like attention to detail here. And again, we get to see some of this stuff. So I'm assuming this stuff is also in the game for puzzles. So you have to grapple to it, jump off, grapple to the next one, things of that nature. Because usually when you have some type of grappling hook, that immediately pops up. And also the grapple hook kind of reminds me of Cyberpunk, I'm just going to say.
Things I trust in this life. The money.
Then we got the Tech Priest here, which I think is really, really, really cool. So what they're getting at is this Tech Priest is actually like the one that's paying them. Excuse me. So cybernetics that we can actually see a, not a mechadendrite, this is a servo arm, a couple of mechadendrites, a couple of loud hailers. Looks like he's got an auto scribe. I don't know what this one is. It might be a monotask servo skull. What other things can we see on him? Bionic respiratory system, bionic eye. His throne actually has a name too. It's in 30K, I can't remember it. He actually has a, oh my god, so what is it called? I know this. I am dumb. Watch me be stupid. I know what this is called. It's part of the Motiforce. Also, GW's website is not working. Why is GW's website not working? There we go. I can show you the exact model that has it once this decides to load. So let's go over to Warhams, go over to Armies of the Imperium, go to the Cult Mechanicus, and what we're looking for is, it's not the, might be the Electro Priest. Yeah, it's definitely this. So it's this part. So this Tech Priest actually believes in the Motiforce, and that's how he's keeping himself operational. He's probably pulling energy into himself. Oh, that's so cool. He's got a couple of lumen globes next to him.
My Mastiff.
Little puppers! There's a whole heckin' puppers. You're not getting, you'll get it. Looks like a Doberman pincher, like they all do apparently. Like they just do. Some of them actually are Mastiffs, which I think is cool. He's got a bionic jaw. He's got so many cybernetics in them. Just look at your puppers.
Mastiff.
Wait for it. So you're probably wondering how I got myself into this. Well, it all started.
And my auto gun.
Okay, so there was a lot of things there as well. There's an Ambot. I'm assuming, yep, that's definitely an Ambot that he is fighting. So that's really cool to see the Ambots in the game. That was something missing from the last one. All the lights and everything going to it. If I can go back to the right scene. So fighting Orks. Actually, that's a citadel. Ooh, that's probably why the Inquisition's down there. So we don't get to properly see this guy's face. But that is a modded character. Actually, I want to see if I know him. United States English. We mess it up more than you. Boxed games. Where is all of Necromunda? It's not a Goliath Zerker. Maybe it is? No, it's got something... might be a Goliath Zerker. But that's an Orlok standing next to him. So... yeah, it's something different. It's got to be from one of the tech guilds that they bought the services of that thing from. It might be a Goliath Zerker. No, not with that on its back. Then we got the Anvil, which is amazing. The grapple gun once again in action, which is really cool. I'm assuming this person has bionic legs, otherwise these impacts would kill him. Again, we got the Manufactorum, and it doesn't look like you have bionic legs, but you're not surviving that fall. And wall running. What kind of enemy is that? That looks like a Goliath. Okay, next scene, we got another Lumen Globe, which I think is really cool to see over in the side. We actually got designations for where this is. We got designations for what part of the hive this is. We got tribal markings for what gang controls this area. And we just have all of these unmanned servo equipment just doing their basic jobs. So one thing that a lot of people don't know about 40K is they do have programming and computers. They have the Neurosphere for controlling a lot of this stuff, which is essentially the internet. And a lot of this stuff is unmanned and not piloted by a human. This doesn't mean that it's artificially intelligent. It's more like a drone. And the Imperium does have drones. They have thousands of them. So let's continue going through this. When
it comes to hunting...
another train. Let's take a look at that scene real quick. That's a lot of blood. Also, I'm hoping you can do executions in this game, because that's what that looks like. That flat out just looks like an execution. Okay, so we get to see the train going up ahead. Kind of has a Rapture's Farm feel to it. I'm loving it. I'm loving all the attention to detail. Okay, and then we got this fight, which that is definitely an execution. Like, without a doubt.
There's only one thing you need to know.
That's got to be an execution as well. And then the Ambot just like herp-derping his way over. Like, look at that thing. It looks so good. Oh, and if you want to know what an Ambot is, we could go ahead and show you. Box games. Necromunda. All of Necromunda. View all, because for some reason you don't. Ooh. Actually, it might be one of you. Yeah, it's definitely a Goliath. Might be a Goliath Stimmer from the Forgeborn. Okay. Or it might just be you. Right, it could just be them. But yeah, these are the Ambots that I was talking about. So we actually get to see this thing in-game, and honestly, it looks pretty good. I gotta say.
The house always wins.
Then there's nothing else after this. So yeah, I'm assuming that's the character you play as. Let's see if we can see any bionics on him in the breakdown. So right off the bat, we actually have this picture, which shows I think this is a guild member as well, just at a trading post. An Escher looking over there with their Cybermastiff, which looks more like a pit. It's got cybernetic legs, cybernetic jaws, cybernetic eyes. A lot of cybernetics went into that pooch. Then we have the good old doggo actually ripping people apart. It looks to be Eschers versus Orloks. Or Eschers versus Eschers. Or just you versus Eschers. Over here, a lot of people pointed this out. Like, why is there a rat in this person's hand? And I'm going to show you why. So, they're bombs. That's what they are. They are bombs. I can X this out. Boop. Okay. It's also cool that he's got Arbite dog tags on him. Over in the corner, like on his wrist. You can see them. For each probably Arbite that he's killed or enforcer that he's killed. In this one, we can actually see the revolver in one hand, the actual weapon, the grappling hook firing off, which is just really cool. We actually saw the grapple hook in action in the last Necromunda game, but never to this extent. We also get to see some of the Underhive plant life, which I really like, because this shows that they possibly do have an ecosystem down there. Well, they flat out do. Another guild hangout. This looks like Orloks. Yeah, this is Orloks, which I think is cool. Look, they have a power hammer. Yay! What else do they have? They have an autogun up top just being shown off. A couple of members talking. Looks like a psyker in the middle, which is kind of neat. Okay, and then we got the Ambot running up. This looks like a different boss fight, so it looks like the Ambots are actually going to be something that you run into quite a bit. Power Guild property. Those are nuclear waste silos under the hive itself. Okay, you know what? Fine. That works. So the way I always pictured the hive, because if you actually had all of this stuff underneath everything else, it wouldn't work. What I think the hive is the under layer, but it's more of the outskirts of the layer itself. That's how I've always viewed it. All right, so what systems is this going to be on? The PC, which is probably going to be the best one to play it on. PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, S, and Xbox One on the 1st of June. Wow, that's actually not too far away. Okay. Nice. So there is a lot happening here. The biggest thing is he doesn't have bionic legs, and that's kind of bugging me a little bit. Like, I could understand all the jumping around if he had bionic legs. Although it is cool to see he has a power knife. Looks like he has a bionic arm, though. Nice shoulder pads. But he does appear to be a guilder. God, I can't wait for this game. It just came out of nowhere, and I'm super excited about it. So yeah, what are you guys thinking? Like, tell me in the comments down below. Tell me your thoughts on this. I'm super excited for this because I love anything set in Necromunda. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm still working to get my Necromunda gang together. I decided on Eschers. I was actually debating on wearing my Escher cosplay while reviewing this, just because it would be funny. But tell me your thoughts. Also, be sure to check out all the links in the description down below. There you can follow me on all sorts of social media. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And you can also check out my Patreon. Patreon has exclusive videos. This is going to be crazy to look at. I'm super excited. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.